She's an accomplished swimmer, a gymnast, an actor, a singer, and a dancer. And she's only 10. Dear viewers, please join me in welcoming Kaitlyn Luu and her coach, a swimming coach, Barry Massard. Welcome and thank you so much for being here, Kaitlyn and Barry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I believe congratulations are in order. This is very, very happening times, Kaitlyn. I see a lot of gold here, and you've won 20 gold medals this year, which is we are only into March. So really, really commendable, and lots of congratulations from our side. How does it feel? I mean, just putting all of these on your neck. How does this feel?
It's really cool because like when I started swimming, I never thought that I would get like all of these gold medals. So it's really cool to be able to have all of them.
And you have here only the gold.
Yes.
And there are silver
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So tell us a little about all these trophies and the gold medals that you've won.
So this year, the first meet that I did was a meet called NIAC in Toronto. And in that meet, I won 2 gold medals and a bronze. And then the next meet was a meet hosted by the Narwhalls here in Thunder Bay. And at that meet, I got all gold medals in my 9 individual events. And then we also went to a meet in Winnipeg in December called Mansask, and I made
Which is a provincial championship.
Yes, so that's another thing, Perry. I want to know more about the different levels of competition.
She's just racing through them right now.
You'll help us get to know.
So the Narwhal meet, there's 3 sessions.
Right.
So each session you get to swim 3 swims. So the coaches pick what she's swimming. It's normally 10 and under. She will try all types of
Any
events,
style.
anything.
Any style,
Breaststroke,
okay.
fly, freestyle, and backstroke. When you're younger, you just exemplify and you specialize in certain things, and we see this as coaches. So the 9 times that she won her golds, it was 3 different sessions.
Right.
Okay, so she got 3 one session, 3 the next, 3 the next after that. Okay, so after the Narwhal meet, we went to Mansask. It was a short course, and it was a provincial championship for Manitoba, Saskatchewan. And she did very well because the age group is 12 and under. Oh, wow. But she qualified being 10, which is sometimes unheard of. Okay, you may get the odd 9, 10, 11-year-old in there, but usually the times are really hard to make. But she made them at an early age. So that was our goal last year, was to make Mansask times.
So basically you first qualify,
Yeah.
and then you get to compete.
And then you get to compete.
Wow.
But we also, as a coach and as a swimmer, because the whole team is all the individuals, their personalities are different, their competitiveness is different, everything is different about every individual, just like in any other sport. But this is an individual sport.
Right.
So Kaitlyn has great goals. So we sit down and we talk about our goals and what's our next goal and what's our next time to beat, and we just keep reaching for the stars. And as far as she wants to climb, that's where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many people you make proud in this journey of yours.
Yeah. So she made a final, which is pretty unique. In the Mansask. She was in the top 20 in the 12 and under, but she made a final, and a B final, and it turned out really well for her, and it just puts more competitive spirit into what she's doing.
So when you say goal setting, is it with regards to timing, or is it
Goal setting as far as what level, what's the next level that you want to achieve? So we shoot for those times and qualifying for those times. So after Mansask, it was the festival times we wanted to go for. So we acquired those in the meets that she's been in this year, and we went away to Toronto, and we did, or Ottawa, I should say, and
so provincially,
the provincial course, and it was, now we're grouped in 10 and under, and she had, like I say, she had to qualify for these times.
Right.
She qualified for the times, like I say, in 6 of her races. So she had there was 3 sessions again, so she had 2 swims each session again. And
That's
she
a lot of
did
swimming.
she did very well again. I mean, she made the top 8 in
I know, it's very
Ontario,
good.
10 and under.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
And Kaitlyn, which style do you prefer more than the other?
I prefer backstroke because it's my fastest stroke, and I like it because you can breathe the whole time, so you don't run out of breath as quickly. And I also like it because it was in the backstroke events where I first qualified for like Massard and provincials.
And if you have to pick for yourself, Kaitlyn, you have to pick one, good win that you had in the last few months with regards to timing and overall profile of the competition, which one would you pick?
I would say provincials because it was a really great experience because I got to compete against like the fastest girls in our province, and I think that I did really well, like given how, because like I said, we were going against like the fastest people in Ontario, so I really liked that one.
And this works through schools, through clubs, or how does one get to that level?
Just from starting out swimming, we have a pre-competitive program.
Okay.
So you can start 5 years and older, but you have to have your level 4 swimming.
Right.
Okay. So you got to be able to do a 25-meter backstroke, 25-meter freestyle. We have a group of, I think, 6 coaches. So we have different coaches for every level.
So are you wearing your swim team from your club?
Yes.
Right?
She's wearing the crest, and so am I.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so
Well
I
done,
mean,
well done, yeah.
she started right in the competitive, and she was with another coach before she came to me, and we've been with each other for 2 years now, and she's going to be a tough one to let go.
Sure.
Because of her competitive spirit. I mean,
Absolutely.
she just keeps striving for more and more, and she wants to climb any mountain that's out there. And
Competition,
Yeah.
competitive spirit,
Yeah.
positive spirit,
yeah,
determination.
and she has fun with it,
Absolutely.
and that's another focus we have, is making sure they're having fun with
That's
it.
what I wanted to know as well. But
Yeah.
we will take a very short break. Kaitlyn and Barry will just come right back
Okay.
in a jiffy, and we want to talk a little bit more about your interest. How did you actually start? And Barry said it generally people start about 5,
Yeah.
at the age of 5, so we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a short break, dear viewers, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Asian Vibes, and my guest today is Kaitlyn Luu and Barry Massard. So Kaitlyn, I wanted to know, when did you actually start swimming? Just for the fun of it, not for competition, but just for the fun of it. When did you actually start swimming?
Before I started swimming, I was doing competitive dance,
Ooh!
and when I was 8, I injured the growth plate and damaged the tendon in my ankle, so I had to stop dancing. And then there weren't many sports I could do, but I wanted to stay active, so my mom suggested that I tried swimming with the Narwhalls. So I started swimming, and I thought I would go back to doing competitive dance, but I loved swimming so much that I stayed in swimming.
Wow.
And then as I did more of it, I got really into it, and I started to do the competitions.
Competition. So when did you actually start competing in various events?
Actually, like a month after I started, I did a meet.
You're a natural swimmer.
So yeah.
Born with gills.
Swims like
That's
a
what I
fish.
call them.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How's the coaching part? When since she's just after taking up swimming, she went into competition. How's the coaching, the preparation towards competition?
Well, there's
happen?
different groups.
Okay.
So we start out with the lower pre-competitive. Then you build yourself up once you've reached a certain strength and a certain ability, then you'll move on to another group. So you'll train with this group. And the whole purpose of this group is to train with each other and push each other and become better as a group.
And
right?
you decide on the style as well. That's, as a coach, you advise
As far as the competitiveness, as
Yeah.
far as entering them into the meets, sometimes I will ask the swimmer, But when they're younger, I don't normally, because I want them to get times in all of the disciplines. My main focus is that they can do all 4 strokes efficiently and well. And I love when my swimmers are good at the IM, which is every one of the strokes put into one package. So there's a 200-meter IM. So they would do 50 fly, 50 back, 50 breast, 50 free. Okay, so all together. Okay, and they got to know how to touch the wall properly, do their turns properly. There is so much teaching in
Finesse as well.
swimming that it's never ending. To improve a swimmer, it never ends. Okay, it's always coachable, and you can always improve in swimming.
And Kaitlyn, I understand you also played tennis.
Yes.
And you started very, very, very young.
Yes.
Were you able to even hold the tennis racket?
Yeah, I had, my first tennis racket was a Dora tennis racket.
So I notice you have been taking up more of individual sports. Is that for any particular reason that you went for a individual sport than a more group team or?
There's
kind
not
of sport?
really any specific reason,
Yeah.
but in swimming, I love to like compete and race. But I also think swimming is a team sport as well, because when you swim, you're representing for your team.
Oh, wow.
And you're swimming with other swimmers
Yeah.
You are.
that love the sport the same as you. Yeah.
And so in Thunder Bay, you have a large team? that
We have
you-
65 swimmers on our team. Wow. Yeah, all different ages.
Age groups, different age
All
groups.
different ages.
Right.
In my group, I have some days it varies, okay? Some kids only swim 5 times a week. Some kids only swim 2 times a week. So it's up to that individual. We don't
Right.
really put any pressure on anyone as far as swimming for us. So as they grow, it's totally up to them how much they want to swim. When you reach a national or senior national stature, you're going to be swimming at least 8 to 11 times a week, which means mornings and evenings, which is almost 40,000 meters in a week.
That is in terms of the distance, but what about the time commitment?
The time commitment is 2-hour sessions. So if you're swimming morning and evening, you're talking 3.5, 4 hours a day
okay.
of swimming.
That's a lot of time commitment, Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
How do you manage between having so many hobbies, so many interests, so many competitions to take part in, and your studies, your school? How do you do that balancing act? How do you manage your time?
Well, when I'm at school, I always have to like work hard to finish my work so that I don't have homework when I get home. And I swim Monday through Friday just for an hour and a half. So I do have some time after school and after swimming. And we just squeeze in piano between school and swimming, and then I dance just every Saturday morning. So.
And I'm sure your school encourages you too, because you
Yes.
bring a good name to your school as well. What goes in your mind when you are in a competition and you're just going to dive? What do you call it? It's the final shot, the final call, and you're all set to go? What
Before
goes-
they go to the block,
Yeah?
when they're that young, normally right up to the age, even you get to the Olympics. I mean, you always talk with your coach first, and you talk over strategy.
Strategies. Okay.
And then when she gets behind the block, she focuses on that strategy and rehearses the race before she actually does it. That's what I tell all my swimmers to do. You
What-
got to visualize it before you do it.
And when you talk of strategy, what is it that you're discussing? In terms
Go ahead, Kaitlyn.
Like if it's more of like a short race, it's just like go as fast as you can the whole entire time. But if it's more like a longer race, like a 200 or a 400, then you have to like learn and know how to
Pace it.
descend and make sure that you don't like waste all your energy at the beginning, so that you have energy at the end to go as fast as you can.
so those are the kind of strategies that they run through your mind. Yeah.
I also go over with her different points that I want her to emphasize, because if you're weak in one thing or another, you try
Focus
to
on it, okay.
focus on that and emphasize it so that they're aware of it while they're swimming. You always tell them to control their breathing, which is very important at a high rate because their heart rates are probably anywhere from 160 to 180 when they're actually competing. But I haven't found anything really to slow Miss Kaitlyn down as far as when she gets in the water. When she gets in the water, she just goes.
That's such a lovely thought. So, Kaitlyn and Barry, I want to talk a little bit more with regards to Kaitlyn's interest in other sports and other interests, music, dance, and art. I think you're an actor as well. Yeah, so but we'll talk, hold on to that, and we will come back and we will have a chat with Kaitlyn and Barry. We'll continue our talk. Be right back. Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Asian Vibes, and Kaitlyn and Barry are giving us an insight on this beautiful journey of a champion in the making, or as a champion already. So do you have fun playing all these, competing in all these competitions?
I have a lot of fun when I'm doing swim competitions. I really like it because like when you're not swimming, you can spend time with your friends, and it's really fun to just spend time with your friends when you're not swimming.
I know your coach is very, very proud of you, and he's been inspiring you. But is there anyone else that who's been behind you like a rock?
I would say that, like, as far as swimming goes, I would say that Kaitlyn Luu probably inspires me because she's like an amazing swimmer, and when she was swimming, she made it all the way up to national level.
Wow.
And one day when I'm older, I hope that I can get there too.
You have an idol in mind.
Yes.
And is there, besides tennis, besides gymnastics, besides swimming, is there any other sport that you do?
I also do dance.
Okay.
I dance for an amazing dance studio called Art in Motion. I really like to dance because it lets me perform in front of other people, and I really like that.
What kind of dance? What form of dancing do you do?
I do ballet technique and jazz and lyrical solos.
And Kaitlyn, where I met you was at a citizen ceremony, and Honorable Pat Lang invited you to sing the national anthem.
Yes.
So you are a trained singer as well, right? So what are you doing with regards to your vocal training?
I started singing lessons last year with Applause Productions, and I really enjoyed singing. But this year, since I'm doing so many other things like swimming and piano, we didn't really have time to do vocal lessons this year.
So vocal lessons is only for singing, or is it also for oratory, or
just
general?
singing.
Okay, just singing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And Barry, what I wanted to know was, what would be your advice to children who wants to get into sports or competitive sports in general?
Well, I mean, my advice to parents and children is,
Both, yeah.
is to have your child involved with sport. Any sport that they choose. Why swimming is such a great sport is the fitness level that you reach. And it's an individual sport which teaches you a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
It really challenges you all the time, and it challenges your mind. It also teaches you life skills at the same time, because life is like swimming. You have your ups and downs, and you climb back up again.
And you bounce back, yes.
And you bounce back.
True.
So, I mean, my advice for parents is to have their children get involved with any kind of sport. Mainly for the peers that are involved with it, the social group that is there. You're with a bunch of kids that love the same thing that you're doing. It keeps you from sitting on the couch and playing those awful games or texting, or it teaches you about the real world. So I have 5 children of my own. I haven't failed with them. They've all been involved with sports. And I think that's the proper way of bringing up a child.
It also brings a lot of discipline, right? I mean, there is some kind of
Absolutely.
discipline.
Discipline, it teaches you so many values in life that...
Life skills, yeah.
Life skills, just
True.
life skills. Any sport really will teach you that if you go into it.
True.
Yeah.
What is next what is the coach Barry and the swimmer champion Kaitlyn? What are you thinking with regards to the next what competition, or are you already preparing for anything in the coming months?
Go ahead, Kaitlyn.
So this year I went to provincials, and next year since I'll be turning 11, you have to qualify for the 11-year-old times.
Right.
So I think that my next goal is to qualify for the 11-year-old times, so I'll be able to go to provincials again next year.
She's within a couple of seconds of a few times right now, so.
And this is during the summer, or
she wants to know what your next meet is, Kaitlyn. Like, there's several more meets this year that we're going to. So the next meet would be our local meet, which is hosted by the Northwest Narwhalls. That'll be at the university, and that's a 2-day event where there will be 3 sessions and 9 swims, so 3 swims each session.
Wow.
I'm going to be challenging Kaitlyn again. She's not aware of what I'm going to be challenging her with, but anything that I put forward as far as Kaitlyn or any of my other swimmers, they're willing to take on that challenge.
And the challenge is with regards to timing?
As far as the events that I'm putting her in.
Okay.
So there may be a couple of events that she hasn't tried yet.
Okay.
That she's not aware of, that I'm going to be putting her in, because I want to time and I want to see how she does. I mean, we do this in practice too, so I mean, I'm always experimenting with my group, as the other coaches are, and always challenging all of the children, not only Kaitlyn, because there are quite a few swimmers that are just as at the same level as Kaitlyn. They just are different personalities and try just as hard as her, and they're all out for the same goal of achieving the same things, right?
So Barry, my last question is that. It's just a very practical question. It's a sport that is also very expensive. I mean, with regards to,
depending on how much you want to swim, okay, that has a lot to do with it.
Right.
Our club is very fluctual. You can swim 1 time a week. You could swim 2 times a week, or as the swimmer progresses and you see how they progress, it could be affordable for anyone.
And when you have to go for competitions?
If there are many local competitions, you don't necessarily have to go out of town in order to compete. Okay, there's competitions in the region also. So Kenora, Port Francis, Dryden. So we have different venues that we can go to. So they don't necessarily have to go to these bigger meets in order to compete. So putting it in context, it's affordable for anyone, really. I mean, it all depends on the people, the parents, the swimmer. This little girl, she wants to reach the stars.
And we're all here too.
Absolutely, and I want to go there with her. And the club supports her too. I mean, and supports all of our swimmers, like I say. We all want them to achieve as far as they can go with it.
And make all of us proud. And so all the very, very, very best, Kaitlyn, in everything that you do with regards to swimming and your other pursuits.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the best. And also would like to thank your parents who put in so much, so much of the time to, keep encouraging you as well. So great parents, and thanks.
You have to have great parents in order to
and coaches who have total faith and believe in you.
Yeah.
So good luck with all that is coming in front of you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Barry. Thank you so much for all your insights. Thank you. Thank you, viewers, for joining us on this edition of Asian Vibes. Hope you enjoyed it. Till we meet again, stay well.